Now on WRDE Coast TV.
Marijuana in Millsboro, the next steps for the drug in the town.
Showdown in the House, how a fractured Republican caucus could lead to the removal of the current speaker.
Housing costs and staff shortages for the Lewis Volunteer Fire Department. The two go hand in hand.
A flamingo spotted on the eastern shore. Yes, seriously. Why Chincoteague thinks this little guy ended up here.
And speaking of the shore, looks like we're still dealing with wind advisories that are sticking with us until this late hour and will be in effect for, unfortunately, tomorrow morning.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV. Your local news at 11 starts right now.
One step closer to banning the sale of marijuana in Millsboro. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with more marijuana talk in Sussex County.
Millsboro is the next town leaning towards keeping marijuana businesses out of its borders.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us why people are split on the idea.
Millsboro moving forward on keeping weed sales out of town. The Millsboro Town Council voted to take the next steps on an ordinance that would ban the sale of recreational pot in town. One neighbor today said it's the right move.
I think a lot of people are just misinformed. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of resources out of the community, and the police, it puts a burden on the police to police the neighborhood.
Millsboro is not the first town to move in the direction of saying no to pot. Rehoboth Beach and Bethany Beach are some of the few that have voted to keep marijuana businesses out of their towns. Some neighbors tonight said this decision would go against the pro-business mindset the town advertises. And Charlene Choate thinks the idea is short-sighted.
Alcohol's legal. I can't see where marijuana would be any worse than legalizing alcohol.
The discussion on pot continues in the county as Millsboro is just the latest community saying no sale.
Discussions will begin again at next month's town council meeting, and there is also a public hearing scheduled for a zone change. I'm Charles Reinert in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
Breaking news tonight as we take a live look into the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. A gauntlet of sorts has been thrown down. Congressman Matt Gaetz has made it official. He offered a motion to vacate the chair in an effort to remove Speaker Kevin McCarthy from his leadership post in the House of Representatives. This move by Gaetz would need a majority vote to succeed. Conservatives have threatened to oust McCarthy over relying on Democratic votes, as he did to advance legislation staving off a government shutdown on Saturday. Exactly when or if a vote will happen, that's unclear. But for his part, McCarthy has tweeted out, quote, "Bring it on."
Mr. Gaetz, how many Republicans do you have with you in this effort?
Well, I have enough Republicans where at this point next week, one of two things will happen. Kevin McCarthy won't be the Speaker of the House, or he'll be the Speaker of the House working at the pleasure of the Democrats. And I'm at peace with either result because the American people deserve to know who governs them.
We're also kind of here because Kevin McCarthy gave Matt Gaetz the Infinity Stones, and now we're all surprised Matt Gaetz is going to try to snap his fingers and make Kevin go away. Like, this was inevitable.
And now let's take a live look outside back here on Delmarva. This is Ocean City through the lens of our Hershey Exteriors camera at the 45th Street Tap House. It's really feeling like fall out there this evening, but it's been pretty warm so far this week, at least during the day. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our forecast tonight. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. And it's been a bit milder, and that's good. And we're going to expect and anticipate milder weather for the next couple of days in a row. But pump the brakes on it being an absolutely perfect kind of night or day or week, because we still have a lingering problem with the winds. I mean, the winds are still expected to be a little bit a nuisance, particularly out in the water, because it's going to make it a little choppy. Small craft advisory will stay in effect until tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Could possibly be extended a little bit more, but hopefully it'll be allowed to expire. Now, as far as the small craft advisory is concerned, from Ocean View and Ocean Pines down to the south, this one will stay in effect until 8 o'clock in the evening. Okay, so, and when you're talking about small craft advisories, we're talking about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts that can make the waters kind of choppy and a bit on the dangerous side for small vessels. Coming up, we'll talk more about what to expect for the rest of this week, because we still have rain on the way, but it's just going to be a little bit delayed. Charlie?
Thank you, Paul. As of Sunday, October 1st, beat the peak home indicators. The Delaware Electric Cooperative Well, those are no longer going to operate. According to the energy company, the expensive technology required for them to work has caused the program to be discontinued. The company does, however, encourage co-op members to download the new Beat the Peak app to receive peak alerts, which will come as notifications. The app also includes tips to save energy and money and shows how much money has been saved through the Beat the Peak program since it began back in 2008. In the meantime, those with old meters can recycle them at the DSWA Electronic Recycling Center.
Millions of phones across the country will sound an alarm this week. It is part of a national test of the wireless emergency alerts and the emergency alert system. According to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, these tests are expected to take place around 2:20 p.m. Wednesday. FEMA says cell phones on and within range of an active cell tower for all major wireless providers should receive the test alerts. As long as phones are on, even on vibrate, an alarm should still sound when the alert is received.
The Lewis Volunteer Fire Department says that they are facing a staffing issue. The cost of housing in Lewis causes many volunteer firefighters to live further from the station, making response times a little bit longer. One volunteer explains how commuting to the station when a call comes in puts extra stress on volunteers.
You know, your average volunteer firefighter can't afford to live in those types of houses, so we tend to be further out away from downtown, and where the houses are a little more affordable, but the further out you go, the longer it takes to get to the firehouse to respond to alarms.
Finding a way to allow volunteers to qualify for affordable housing in Lewis could help solve the staffing issue. The department worries about the future of response times if that issue is not solved soon. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know what you think will incentivize people to become volunteer firefighters. Let's take a look at the results.
Looking at the screen here, these are updated from earlier this evening. 6% say larger tax breaks, 11% say more incentives are needed. 58% say only paid firefighters, 6% think college credits would help, and 19% voted for bigger pension.
Now, you can vote on WRDE.com, or you can use our CoastTV mobile app. We'll show you updated results online. And have you ever wanted to take a behind-the-scenes look at how first responders serve the community 24 hours a day? The Sussex County Emergency Operations Center will host its annual 911 Awareness Day from Thursday, October 12th. That's going to go from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Public Safety Complex near Georgetown. The day will feature activities like safety demonstration, tours of the 911 Center. The event is free. It's also open to the public.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Cambridge is considering realigning its wards to ensure it's in line with the growing population. Take a look at this map. It shows the proposed changes. The city says it affects less than 3% of the city. A listening session on the possible change is scheduled for next Thursday. Maryland transportation officials are meeting in Dorchester County to discuss a $21.2 billion budget investment. That number is statewide. Specific priorities for Dorchester County roads will be presented. A flamingo was spotted in the waters between Chincoteague and Wallops Island early Monday afternoon. The Chamber of Commerce says Hurricane Idalia caused flamingos to be blown off course, and now they're being spotted up and down the eastern seaboard. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
New tonight, a Millsboro man was arrested this weekend for his 7th DUI offense. 61-year-old Roy Brown was pulled over Sunday night in Rehoboth Beach. A trooper on patrol says they observed Brown swerving between lanes at what they described a fluctuating speed. He was pulled over after an abrupt right turn with no signal. Brown was taken into custody following a field sobriety test. It was later discovered that due to his previous DUIs, he was not allowed to drive at all.
Former President Donald Trump stepped off the campaign trail today to spend the day in a Manhattan courtroom.
It was the first day of a civil trial brought by New York's Attorney General, who says Trump, his sons, and their companies committed repeated fraud by overstating their wealth by billions of dollars.
As Emily Schmidt reports, the former president said he had good reason to be there, even though he didn't have to be.
Mr. Trump, why do you want to be here in person today? Because I want to watch this witch hunt myself.
Former President Donald Trump calls his civil court trial election interference. But instead of the White House, it's partially about Trump's house, the Trump Tower he departed Monday on his way to court. Prosecutors presented court documents saying in 2017, Trump told Forbes his tower penthouse was 33,000 square feet, 3 times the size reported in 2004, overvaluing between $114 to $207 million.
Good morning, everyone.
New York's Attorney General says that overinflating happened across company financial reports for a decade, resulting in better business terms that have led to 7 claims against Trump and others.
No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law.
Last week, the judge overseeing the case ruled on the first claim, saying the president is liable for fraud.
This judge should be disbarred.
Trump also discredited the prosecution.
We have a racist attorney general who's a horror show.
Trump's attorney argued in opening statements there was no intent to defraud, no victims, no unjust profits. Attorney General James seeks $250 million, a ban on the Trumps serving as business officers in the state, and a ban on their company from doing business for 5 years. The judge promised to say little during the trial. Trump did not promise the same. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
This is the first of at least 4 trials, 2 civil and 2 criminal, that former President Trump faces. The judge in the civil trial estimates this trial will take less than 3 months, and Trump is expected to be called to testify. We are just getting started this evening.
Delaware Art Summit coming to Dewey Beach, how it aims to shape the future of art in the first state.
We have clear skies. We still have some prompted wind advisories. I'll clarify when we'll finally be in the clear for those who are trying to have some fun out on the water.
In Dewey Beach, why a recent accident is sparking more conversation about road safety there. We're going to be back in just 60 seconds.
Our goal at Expert Wire is to safely provide a wide range of quality electrical services. Our happiness guarantees ensure the highest standard of excellence. Guarantees like upfront pricing, 5-star team, 1-year risk-free, property protection, and your happiness guaranteed. Full details online at expertwire247.com or call Expert Wire at 844-350-WIRE. Remember, leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
We're learning more about an accident in Dewey Beach that left a man in critical condition. This past Saturday, a Dover man who was identified through a GoFundMe page as Jonathan Fitzwater was hit while in the crosswalk on Rodney Avenue. The GoFundMe page says Fitzwater has a long road to recovery, but he's off the breathing tube. We have a link to that page on our website, by the way. Dewey Beach police say the driver failed to stop at the crosswalk. You can see his windshield and mirror broken in those photos. Phil Winkler witnessed the accident and says it was scary for everyone.
Because it's dangerous to everybody. I'll have the light and somebody will just go right through it. And you go, how about if somebody's walked there not paying attention?
Dewey Beach police ask people to look before they cross the street. Even if the crosswalk signs are flashing, police are not sure if charges will be filed at this time.
New at 11, the speakers at this year's Delaware Arts Summit have been announced. It's going to be held at the Hyatt Place in Dewey Beach 1 week from today. That is October 9th. Organizers say the goal is to shape the future of Delaware's vibrant arts community. The lineup of 5 speakers includes a ceramicist and a poet, a tech professional, and a journalist. They'll have more as well. Lectures include poetry, community building, storytelling, and more.
Well, while you have the chance, pull out those smartphones and open up the camera app and just scan the QR code down in the corner of the screen. They'll be up here anytime a meteorologist there doing your forecast, and the QR code will send you to your smartphone app store where you can download the CoastTV weather app, giving you instant access to CoastTV's first alert weather forecast right at your fingertips. Now, as we take a look where we are now in Ocean City, we're looking at Basically, winds out of the east at about 5 miles per hour, and we're looking at relatively calm conditions for us, according to the live shot that we see here now. As far as the last few days, listen, over the weekend, previous few weekends, we've been in the 60s, but we escalated to the 70s, 78 for Sunday, and today, adjusted high temperature for the day was actually 79 degrees, thanks to a beautiful amount of sunshine. The winds, still a bit of a stone in our shoe, as an old movie would say, right? So we have a small craft advisory that's in effect along the Sussex coast until 6 o'clock in the morning. So you have a small vessel and you want to go out. If you're getting out, let's say in Dewey Beach or towards Lewis, Rehoboth, Ocean View, you know, the winds and the waves are supposed to settle down after about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, if you're located in the Ocean Pines, Ocean City area, still it's going to stay rough throughout the entire day, and those significant waves are not likely to settle down until after 8 o'clock, okay? All that being said, we're staying very clear as far as the upper atmosphere is concerned. No real changes there because we have a dominance of high pressure in this part of the country, so it's going to continue to stay clear with that flow of air coming out of the north and out of the northeast and staying pretty clear with that. Now, as far as tonight is concerned, we're going to drop to 55 in Georgetown, Millsboro, and Laurel. But we're not going to be quite that cold, or, well, cool. We don't actually call it cold. I think that's a little overreactive, okay? Cool to 57 in Easton, Denton, and Federalsburg, and we'll drop to 57 in Salisbury, Princess Anne, Pocomoke City, Snow Hill, and Berlin. We are looking for the winds to begin to kind of swirl a bit, but they won't be quite as strong until we get to, let's say, next Monday, where they could pick up a little bit of momentum. As far as the actual forecast is concerned, listen, for Tuesday morning, 57 in the morning time, for example, in Millsboro and Milton. Then we go up to 78 degrees for the afternoon. Sunshine will continue for Wednesday morning. It's 57 in Millsboro, then 76 in Selbyville, for example, and we'll continue to stay warm. Here's a look at your beach forecast. We stay in the 70s with sunshine, and a few clouds on Thursday, preparing for that rain on Friday. Same situation in Ocean City, sunny, and a few scattered clouds. And we play that same record. Oh, I just dated myself record. Well, the same record again for us in Dewey Beach. Sunshine. Well, at least I didn't say phonograph, right? Here's a look at your extended forecast. I'm not that old, co-anchors. They're looking at me crazy. 50% chance of rain on Friday and on Saturday. I am 8-track tape old, though. Back to you.
I don't know what Paul's talking about. We weren't looking crazy at all. Falling into the season when one community will help clean up that fall foliage.
A park opening near Salisbury. The activities available starting later this week. You're watching Coast TV News at 11.
We decided to do upgrades on our house that we had built ourselves. We were looking for a particular company that would be on the same page we were as far as craftsmanship and take pride in a job well done. Now we're having the bathroom done, and we went with Spicer Brothers. I've never seen anything as fast and as efficient.
Unbelievable how quick he is, and for a one-man show.
He has a passion for his craft, and he's so efficient. We're just so tickled to death to have him.
So before you sign, keep Bass by Spicer Brothers in mind.
I should change my name to Superwoman. It's not easy to protect them all, especially at back-to-school time. Everyone seems to be damaged, broken, and with some leaks. But I'm not worried. A visit to your Doc's Inn for school physicals fixes everything, especially when you don't have to wait. You just show up. They make it easy. Now we're ready for school. Here we go. Your Doc's Inn. Feel better faster. The school is waiting.
Do you want longer-lasting appliances? No more water spots, scaling, or stains. Softer and brighter laundry? Start by refining your water with Shore Water Refining.
For over 50 years, we've been creating bottle-quality water right from your faucet. One of the best things you can do for your health is to drink pure, clean water. So call today for a free water test, a free system design, and mention this ad for 10% off a whole house system.
Affordable refined water, guaranteed. Only from Shore Water Refining.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil Health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
Pirates Wharf Park in Quantico, just outside of West Salisbury, will open on Wednesday. Wicomico Recreation and Parks says visitors are invited to explore the playground, pavilion, and a portion of the trails. The park comes after Wicomico County Council voted to accept a federal grant award of $820,000 from the National Park Service. That was way back in 2018. The whole park is not yet open. It is expected that the rest of the trails and the interpretive exhibits will be installed by early 2024. The tourism department says a boat ramp and fishing pier, that's coming in 2025.
The city of Milford says leaf collection service will be provided from the beginning of this month through early January. The city says crews will inspect the entire city weekly for leaves placed out for collection. There is no need to call for scheduling, as the city says, to make sure leaves are raked to the curb no later than 7 a.m. Monday morning.
A last-minute deal between Mack Trucks and the United Auto Workers Union late Sunday narrowly averted a strike. The UAW announced the 11th hour tentative contract agreement on X just 9 minutes before the union's contract was set to expire. The 3,900 rank-and-file union members must now ratify the deal for the contract to go into effect and put the risk of a strike to rest. This comes as the UAW continues its strikes against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis.
Justice Clarence Thomas has for the first time recused himself from a case involving the events of January 6, 2021. Today, Thomas stepped aside in a ruling involving former Trump legal advisor John Eastman, who had served as a law clerk to the justice. Without Thomas, the Supreme Court rejected an appeal from Eastman that sought to prevent his former employer from handing over his emails to investigators. Thomas faced criticism for failing to recuse himself from a previous January 6 case because his wife was a vocal supporter of Trump's efforts to overturn the election.
Still to come in sports, highlights from the pitch. Delmarva Christian trying to hand Worcester Prep their first loss in boys soccer.
But first, drawing a vial of life-saving blood, how the Blood Bank of Delmarva is able to receive more donations than ever.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Choose one of 5 flavors for endless combinations, including new Nashville Hot. 2 wraps, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Living a good life means being healthy. But what does it mean to be healthy and stay healthy? It means getting the right kind of care. Right here. And convenient. It means having the right hospital to coordinate the delivery of health care for the entire community. Atlantic General Hospital. We'll put you on the right path to good health. And keep you there.
McMullen Septic Service. Inspection, that's our business. Pumping, that's our business. Installation, that's our business. Repair, that's our business. 3 generations and 70 years of experience. We do it all. Remember, every 2 to 3 years to pump your septic to keep things running smoothly. Serving Southern Kent and Sussex counties. Trust McMullen Septic Service for all your septic needs. Your business is our business.
When you step into a luxury bathroom from Coastal Bay Construction, it becomes your sanctuary. Relaxing, refreshing, invigorating. Coastal Bay Construction is your local bath remodeling expert and can help you transform your space into something you'll love. Get the luxury bathroom you want with easy access and surfaces that make cleaning a breeze. Call Coastal Bay for your free quote with 2 years free financing or $1,200 off your whole bath.
If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
it's Coastal Bay Construction.
Hi, I'm Delmarva Dave. We purchased this house in less than 30 days.
And I'm Christina, and the owners didn't have to make any repairs. Inherited, overwhelmed, or on the verge of foreclosure, we can buy your home so you can move on.
We buy all sorts of property, like this mobile home, even if they're in serious disrepair.
For as-is, fast cash offers on residential or commercial property anywhere in Delmarva, check out our local 5-star reviews.
And then call or visit us at delmarvadave.com today.
Make dinner good tonight with Hardee's new chicken tender platters. Crunchy, juicy tenders all dipped in buttermilk and hand-breaded. with a thick slice of garlicky Texas toast, seasoned crinkle fries, slaw, and choice of sauce. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
For the first time in decades, today marks the first day the people of all sexual orientations are able to donate blood.
As CoastTV News reporter Tori Seagrave shows us, it's a day that marks the end of a long-fought battle by the local blood bank and LGBTQ community.
John Kelly sits down to donate blood, something he has not been able to do in the last 40 years because of his sexual orientation.
This is a big step forward, especially I think for people my age who have been donating in the past and were cut off. It was kind of, it was very disheartening to go in and try and give blood in 1983 and being told no.
Since the FDA announced that there would no longer be limitations to who could donate because of their sexual orientation, the Blood Bank of Delmarva has been preparing with new questionnaires and training staff to accept the new donors. Donors that can help end a current blood shortage.
You need to be at least 16. You have to weigh at least 110 pounds. You have to be in good general health, and then we'll answer all of the other questions together. But we are so happy to have this new kind of a new pipeline of donors coming through.
Camp Rehoboth says this step towards equality is a long time in the making, but one that ends a long-standing stigma against the LGBTQ community.
This is a victory that we celebrate when any form of discrimination is fallen by the wayside. We know there are some biases even in our own community of folks who might not want to donate because they haven't been able to for decades. But at the end of the day, this is life-saving measures that we are able to provide.
Saving lives while giving purpose back to others.
It's a great thing to do, and I feel I'm very happy to be able to donate again.
The Blood Bank of Delmarva and Camp Rehoboth will be holding a blood drive here on November 11th. I'm Tori Seagraves in Rehoboth Beach, CoastTV News.
Diamonds might be forever, but their high prices fluctuate. The Zeminski Global Rough Diamond Index shows the stones are the cheapest they've been in a year. The slump follows an all-time high demand for natural diamonds during the pandemic. Analysts say people couldn't use discretionary money on dining and travel then, so they shopped instead. Now they're adjusting their spending away from luxury goods.
Jimmy Fallon is back in the saddle tonight with The Tonight Show. The show returning after 5 months of a break because of the writers' strike. He's got Matthew McConaughey and John Mayer lined up just as his first guest and is very pumped to be back in the studio.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Yeah, Delmarva Christian had a tough task ahead, welcoming Worcester Prep, who has rolled through the ESEAC in boys soccer so far. The Mallards trying to improve to 5-0 in ESEAC play against Delmarva Christian. 14 minutes in, check out Dylan McGovern flying in. The assist by his brother Ben, it's a beauty. And the Mallards take the 1-0 lead on the sibling connection. 6 minutes later, McGovern turning on the Jets once more. A lovely through ball up the pitch. One touch required, a righty strike, and that makes it a 2-0 lead for Worcester Prep on Dylan's second. But here comes Delmarva Christian. Beautiful placement at the penalty mark by Christian Worley, and it's 2-1 Mallards. Then here comes Prep again. Hunter Simons with the corner kick, 13 minutes to go in the half. Here's Ben McGovern getting on the other end and pulling out the header for his first tally of the match. Worcester Prep back on top by a pair, and the Mallards wouldn't look back. Royals just trying to generate a stop defensively. Check this out with 4 minutes left. A rocket stonewalled in net. The junior, Quinn Downs with the save, and Delmarva Christian would survive the onslaught. Then, second half action, it was Caleb Walston's world, and he was going to work. First a PK to put the Mallards up by 3, then racing down the pitch and getting it done with the right, powering a missile back post. If you get 2, why not just go all the way? Check out this final tally as the Mallards will go on to win it 8-1. Walston capping off a hat trick in just 11 minutes of work. As for a live game coming up tonight, folks, we've got volleyball, Kent Island, North Dorchester. Coverage beginning at 4:55 p.m. That'll do it for sports.
The holiday season will be here before we know it, and that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations from businesses and individuals, we do our best to make sure every single child has a present to open Christmas morning. We do that by supporting nonprofits that handpick families in need groups like the Boys and Girls Club. Applications for nonprofits like that are now open, and they're due by October 31st.
It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. What will incentivize people to become volunteer firefighters? Looking at the screen here, the majority, 57%, still say only paid firefighters. If you haven't voted yet, you still can on WRDE.com or the Coast TV News app.
Coming up, a festival in Georgetown where the sky meets the road. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11.
The WRDE Coast TV News app. Coverage you can count on.
Some people will stop at nothing to get your stuff. Get solid security and protect yourself from theft, fire, and accidents with American-made Rhino at Southern States in Milford. Experience peace of mind with financing available when you buy local from the only Rhino dealer on Delmarva. They'll deliver and set it up for you too. Ask about Rhino's Thank You for Your Service rebate program. Protect your stuff with Rhino. Everything else is just storage. Securing Delmarva one safe at a time. Southern States of Milford.
Get hooked on the freshness. For almost 40 years, Harbor House in Seaford has been providing fresh, local seafood. And today we are still your one-stop shop for the freshest local seafood, plus amazing prime black Angus beef as well. From filet mignon and New York strip to ribeye and so much more. We've got all your favorite cuts. From land to sea, surf and turf has never been this fresh.
Harbor House Seafood, your surf and turf market in Seaford, Delaware.
And online at harborhouseseafood.com.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters keep your laundry smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, make sure you have Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
Cars and planes will be on display in Georgetown this weekend. On Saturday, October 7th, the annual Wings and Wheels Festival will take place. Visitors can expect to see a range of new and vintage cars, along with an assortment of jets and single-engine fighters. Live music and food from local vendors will also be there for you to enjoy. This event is free and suitable for all ages.
Speaking of free, we have our free umbrella giveaway, and our winner is Thomas Clark of Hebron. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Now, we go over the forecast just briefly, and we are expecting for the live. Actually, I was doing Spanish earlier today, and the labels are still in Spanish on this particular graphic, but I could translate them for you. Small craft advisory. Advertencia de un pequeño embarcaciones. Yeah, small craft advisory that's in effect because it's just a little bit breezy. This is in English, though. Here you go. Looking at sunshine for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 50% chance of rain on Friday and Saturday. You know, we also do, the other station, too, so sorry about that.
Williams and Fuego on the weather set. Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.